Hey, hey, friends and neighbors. We're out for a Sunday afternoon ride. It is Sunday, October 13th, 2024. Out here on the Triumph Bonneville T100. Changed up the angle of the GoPro a little bit. We'll see how it comes out. Hopefully it's not too pointed downwards. I see a lot of videos on these bikes where the perspective is a little bit lower, and I don't really have the setup for that yet, but basically where it shoots more from down here and you get a little bit more across the tank. And I really like that perspective in those videos on this bike, or on scramblers and stuff. So we're going to experiment a little bit, see if I can come up with something that shoots like that. On the dual sports, I like the more closer to where my face is, you know what I mean? So like my camera's mounted on my chin guard of the helmet. But on this bike, I like having that more closer to the road, a little bit more closer to the bike perspective. So we'll see what we can come up with. I have an idea how they do it, and I'm not really trying to, copy anybody, but I just really like how that looks. I think it gives you more of a perspective of what I see, which when you're riding a bike like this, I think, having that, the beauty of the bike is as much as the beauty of the road. So we'll play around. Hopefully this one is okay enough to post. But anyway, I was trying to do a video the other day, well, part of my commute, and lo and behold, the GoPro was dead. And I keep having this issue with the GoPro 10 where I charge it, it turns on in the middle of the charge. I turn it off, it turns back on, and then when, there's a timer on it that is supposed to, of 0 activity, and it turns itself back off, but it's like it doesn't turn off all the way, and it just drains the battery. I had that happen once before, well, multiple times before. It's pretty annoying. I'm really not planning to buy another GoPro, but I can't really afford at this time another camera. So when I have such limited time to actually film, that kind of thing is really annoying. I mean, I can deal with audio issues. I can always voice over or put music over it or something, but I work so damn much, and most of my riding is limited to my commute, and because of where I work, I can't film the commute, you know what I mean? I can't have the camera on. I can't, I really can't even have it on the helmet. So it's just one more frustration. Health update for me. I'm still dealing with the hip impingement. It's just, even riding this bike, it's fairly neutral positioning, but the width of the bike is what really exacerbates the pain, and the DR is much more comfortable long term. This bike, if I ride it for 45 minutes to an hour, I'm starting to hurt at the end of the ride. When I get off the bike, I have to, I shouldn't say, like, I'm not in pain when I'm on the bike, but when I stand up, like, I have to take a minute before I can move around. Like my hip is like, hey, Hey, buddy. And I'm finding that the physical therapy is helping my left hip more than it's helping my right. There's two types of hip impingement, and I don't want to go into too many details, but I have one type on the right and the other type on the left, which is the best of both worlds, I guess. But seems like the left side is responding better to the physical therapy, so we'll see. I'm still optimistic. I think it's improved slightly on the right, but it's improved way more on the left. Like my pain, I don't have the pain at all on the left side. Maybe when I first get into position, it's like tight, like my hips are tight, but once I get on, yeah, it's fine. Anyway, beautiful Sunday ride. Little bit hazy up in the air. It's like a little bit humid out, maybe. Kind of see up there, maybe. A little bit overcast, like very high up clouds. It's been a beautiful few days, and it'd be a sin to not get out here and ride on such a gorgeous day. So we'll throw on some tunes and just cruise around. Don't really have a destination in mind. I have a common loop that I ride, and I'll probably do that. Maybe get off on a road that I don't normally ride or that I haven't ridden. You know, I had my eye on two different Bonnevilles. I had my eye on the T100 and the Speed Twin 900, which was formerly known as the Street Twin, which is their 900cc. Really a beautiful bike in its own right. However, I think the seating position is maybe a little bit different. And wow, a lot of traffic here. The tank is smaller by, I think it's like a 3-gallon tank instead of 3.8 gallon. I was with the 3.8, I was actually concerned about range, but with the mileage I'm getting on this, I can get over 200 miles on a tank. I'm positive I could. So pretty nice, I think, for just a less than a 4-gallon tank. So I think that, when I'm talking about my bigger trips, I think capability wise this bike will more than do it. I can carry a canister of gas if I need it. For the most part, I don't think, I'm trying to think how far did I have to go on the DR. We went a little bit over 200 miles, but we didn't have to. And that was a night where we were pushing it, and my mileage had really dropped on the DR with the issues I was having. On this bike, I don't think I'd have those issues. If I'm going 75-80 miles an hour, I think my mileage would stay up quite a ways on this bike, and at elevation, the fuel injection would take care of me more than the carbureted DR would be running quite rich, not as efficient. So yeah, we'll have to see, but still my goal is to tour on this bike. So I got to get some luggage. I've got the top box on the back. I'm looking at Viking bags for the panniers. They make some really good looking bags, and they're not like ridiculous price. and they're quick release and everything, so it can, you know, I can get a decent sized set of panniers and that look really good for like under well, I think they're under 350 bucks, the ones I'm looking at. So if anyone has experience with Viking bags, let me know. I'm really curious because I see a lot of videos about them, a lot on cruisers, more so than the Triumphs, the Bonnevilles. And you know what's funny is when I'm looking for like gear reviews and stuff, I don't see a lot on the Bonneville. I shouldn't say I don't see a lot. I don't see a lot on newer Bonnevilles. It's mostly the older ones, you know, pre-liquid cooled, when they were still air cooled. So, which to me, you know, it tells me that A, people keep these things for a while, and B, maybe my searching just isn't up to snuff. It's a lot of stuff in the UK. Obviously, it's a you know, UK bike, but I see a lot more for the scramblers in the US than the Bonnevilles. So anyway, yeah, if anybody has any suggestions of channels for, you know, chances are I'm already following them, but I may miss some, or you know, if your channel is a Bonneville and I'm not subscribed to you, please leave a comment. You know, I'd love to support more Bonneville channels. You know, most of my watch history has been dual sport and ADV related up until the past couple months, so